thrives on moonlight, but alas, without any moon. We feared one extinct long ago.
Oh, sure.
We've searched everywhere.
That's the wrong thing. So, without further ado, let's go from Earth first. So, Earth has been long abandoned due to its toxic atmosphere. It is now overgrown with mutated jungle structures that have devoured most of the prior shrines of civilization. Infestation and roaming wildlife still inhabit the surface, but anything of value was stripped by scavengers generations ago. Where are you, Ordis? There you are.
I have hidden the truth of my existence from the operator, from myself. Take it from me, knowing is hell. Stop now. You will want to laugh, you will want to scream.
So it's warning us. And we've got wildlife, right? Most of the wildlife observed today can be tracked back to creatures of Earth. In the Archaic Age, organic manipulation was used to modify Earth's life forms to a purpose: war, agriculture, pets. Long after their Archaic masters perished, some of these species managed to survive through adaptation, can be found roaming in natural environments. Thank you, Saif916, for the follow, much appreciated. Where are you? There you are.
My search began as the essential question. What am I? Bones of steel and space? Lungs that make air? If I am a machine, how can I think? This would be forbidden by the Orokin, a manifestation of their true enemy.
And I'm going to have to leave you hanging there for just a second. I need to pee again. I'm so sorry, guys. I'll be back as soon as I can. Right, I'm back, and I've put the desktop volume up to max for you, guys. Thank you for waiting, by the way. Like most living organisms, the Grania require water to survive. Beneath Earth's towering forest canopy are rich reservoirs, fresh water that the Grania have fought hard to maintain for many years. Evidence of their long-standing occupation is found among the many outposts that have been taken hold by giant roots, moss, and other layers of vegetation over time.
I serve the operator above all else. It defines me, fills me with love. The greatest Orokin fear is a machine aware. Yet here I live, a spirit of steel and light, made by them, a Cephalon.
Oh. Hidden and entrenched in the mountains peaks of Venus, the Corpus practice their industrious craft. The superstructures built here are a testament to the inventive Corpus engineers that have settled in regions where lingering Orokin technology still moderates surface temperatures.
What is a Cephalon? At first, it seems to be a forbidden thing, a computer that thinks and feels. Yet I have flaws, phantom memories. I am something else. More like an image, a ghost, an abomination.
I tell you what, right, the voice actor has nailed this. He sounds sad. He sounds upset. Newly awakened and with no permanent location to call home, Tenno warriors have aligned to construct secret temples of their own. The architecture within it is distinctly Tenno in origin, but these hidden places of bonding, training and meditation are undeniably influenced by Orokin architecture.
I feel a dull pain, a phantom life. There are holes in my diagnostics. If the Orokin made me, they omitted the how. I am neither code nor precepts. I must be a reflection of something ugly.
No, you're not, Ordis. Not at all. Corpus Crew. Predominantly a merchant guild, Corpus Labour and security forces are composed mostly of purpose-bred humanoid crewmen and animal-like robots, both equally indoctrinated into the ritualized and propagandist devotion to labour and hard work.
I should have stopped, but the operator slept, and I cycled on and on and on. I began to think that a Cephalon cannot be made. They are found like pearls, torn from muscle, polished, and then set in chains.
He is a little bit Okami, I'll give you that. Galleon fleets keep watch over the Grineer mining operations that penetrate Mercury's asteroid field. Cavernous rooms and twisting metal corridors mark the labourers have stripped the region for crucial resources, transforming the natural landscape to support Grineer occupancy.
How many times have I done this, Ordis? Remembered and then erased? You are a Cephalon, timeless, patient. Why can't I be blissful in ignorance? Truth only sinks the heart. So stop now.
Grineer leadership. Grineer are all clones from a genetic pool of originals. They are able to extend their lifespans with recycled clone parts, but their genetic material has degraded over time and haphazard repairs have made many of them look oddly deformed and susceptible to skin diseases. Through decades of service, many of the Grineer elite can cover the expanse to have flawed organic parts replaced with cybernetic augmentations.
The phantom memory. I ease into the bath. My skin riots at the heat. I am flesh. I dive further, eyes stung as I watch their faces through prism. I hold my breath.
Ooh. Archaic Weapons. The old war found humanity facing a technologically superior force, and their own weapons were turned against them. Million ballistic weapons inspired by primitive counterparts became part of the Tenno arsenal to circumvent the sentient interface of more technologically involved weaponry. Huh.
They prepare me. I am their honored guest today. They dress me in robes of crystal thread. They adorn me in battle medallions. A torn, ugly face looks on, my reflection.
Ooh. A primitive and devout civilization was carved into the dust-filled canyons of Mars. These aging and severely eroded habitations miraculously remain intact regardless of how much Grineer machinery has been fastened to it Rusty metal and oil-soaked sand mark the territory of its new proprietors.
Their golden combs snag in my hair. I reach back, parting the strands, and they gasp. 2 bone ivory hooks protrude from the base of my skull. The bone plugs of me and my best. A warrior's pact.
They are really good. And the story, like, I kind of figure what's happening. Sentinels. On the border of charted space, an enclave of small, strange, seemingly intelligent creatures was discovered by Tenno explorers. They are mechanical entities, almost organic in appearance, with precious resemblance to the fearsome sentience that decimated human civilization. However, these small creatures showed no signs of aggression, and they immediately began carrying out helpful tasks in peculiar alliance with the Tenno. Can't find it. Oh, come on! There it is!
It is my time. I enter the great hall to sound of foul chimes. Golden eyes greet me, hands stirring in my scent as I pass by. Even in this moment, no happiness. Instead, my heart races with hatred.
The Grineer have reclaimed the abandoned dwellings of an ancient society which sprung up around massive Orokin terraforming device. Content to make use of existing structures, Mars' current occupants have established a base of military operations in one of the few regions that has a habitable climate moderated by Orokin technology. And thank you Deadman's X123 for the follow, much appreciated. Welcome to the channel.
I walk through the silky haze of the Forbidden Palace. I can think of no one being this close to Orokin. Their sweet air soothes me, erodes my purpose. I hold my breath and remember the dream.
Phobos has always been a highly contested area. Skirmishes between the tireless Grineer and Corpus factions occur in orbit and on the Martian moon surface. Unanswered questions about the natural satellites still remain in all research is endlessly delayed by war. The dream, yep.
This dream, endlessly repeated. Exposure armored, holding my scarlet sword, I stand victorious atop a vast heap of death. A colossal moon made of rib and skull. The gravity sum of genocides I've made in their name.
Oh. The sprawling military ranks of the Grineer Empire are formed by rotting hordes of simpleton clones bent on consuming everything that remains of the solar system. They live short, violent lives, much of it an inheritance of their genetic stunting, by their former Orokin masters.
The bones crack underfoot, so I sink in the dream. Bone sand rushing through the cracks of my visor, filling my helmet and suffocating me. And I deserve it. The foul chimes snap me back. My wretched knees are bent and penitent against the golden floor.
Corpus Weapons. Weapons research and manufacturing is a large component of Corpus industry. Their designs are clean and precisely engineered, and they are the largest supplier of energy-based weapons in the solar system. These cunning profiteers prefer to avoid conflict in times of war, dealing arms indiscriminately to any side that can afford the price.
A harpish voice sings a song they've prepared in my honor. Its title the same as mine, Beast of the Bones. I feel the crowd pulled inward, enraptured by the brutal verses, the sickening chorus. I will not disappoint them.
Ceres is the extreme example of the Grineers' ultitarian ignorance of the natural landscape. Their expanding shipyard operations pollute and shroud the planet in smog and industrial waste as they manufacture machines of war. These foundries are scattered across the solar system, giving them near limitless reach with their fleets.
The song ends, and so he says, "Rise, Auden Karis." I have never seen an Orokin close and in the flesh. My battered face flushes at their peerless beauty. How can he be so perfect? A deception? A sense manipulation? He holds the red vial in his hand. Impossible!
Grineer labour. Strict laws on organic engineering pose severe mental and physical health limitations on the Grineer labour force. Whatever standard human stock they were originally derived from has been lost. Compliant and high-performing variants are often technically augmented to extend their lifespans beyond a few decades can normally expect in operation. And thank you, Rochelle, for the rehost suite.
He calls out, "No greater gift, no greater prize, no greater love we can give you, Auden, than this." He raises the red vial and proclaims, "To be one of us."
Oh. It is not impossible to mine a star. Rich with liquid metallic resources, the gas giant Jupiter challenges harvesters with increased gravity, intense magnetic fields, and extreme temperatures. Only the most tenacious profiteers would dare to operate here. Prevailing science of Corpus industry thrives in the clouds of Jupiter's outer atmosphere. Come on. Give up the fucking goods, you prick. We're here. Come on.
What did I expect, operator? Maybe vast riches or golden statues or a solar rail named in my honor. But not this. I came to murder the gods, not to become one.
Oh. Robotics, computing devices, weapons, ship parts and robots. The corpus are on the bleeding edge of high technology development. Precisely machined metals and flexible synthetic composites are signature to the animalistic robots that the corpus have built as their proxies. Artificial intelligence in the robotics is robust but intentionally restricted, ensuring a capable but subservient workforce.
The chamber drones with their silk voices. Joyous words, how honored I must feel. Wrong. Did I want to be an Orokin, undying? No. Their beast of bones is haunted by the dream repeated. Why would I want forever?
Oh. Europa. The icy moon of Jupiter, known as Europa, is home to one of the largest crash sites of the modern war. The scattered remains of vast corpus obelisk litters the snowy landscape while the battle above wages on. On the otherwise lifeless surface, corpus crew work to recover lost assets, tunneling their way through the glacial interior and restoring any and all salvageable items until financial losses are recouped.
As I am apt to do, I form a plan. Their radiant bodies become targets. Their Dax guards, mag shields. Killing one, well, that's too easy. I want to be remembered. I raise my hands, twisting my fingers through my hair, gripping the bone plugs in my neck.
Oh damn. Shit's about to go down, guys. What did Ordis do? Corpus, led by innovatory and elusive industrialists and claiming to be descendants of Orokin lineage, the Corpus are dedicated to the accumulation of wealth. This elite ruling class operates in an insular trade organization using humans and robotics for labor and security, and have been condemned by the Seven as a merchant cult. Very.
They called us mercenaries, but for us, profit was a consequence, not a goal. We were warriors above all else. It was the bond, the sisters and brothers, the rituals we valued most. It was belonging. And so I conceived of the bone plugs.
Okay, I'll do it now, dude. Chill. Done. Done. Alright. Now, where was that? Right. Living conditions are harsh on Europa. The surface of Jupiter's moon is flat and desolate, with a horizon of hard, compacted ground. Underground are caverns and tunnels of opaque ice and crystal lakes that may have formed naturally or form the residual heat of the crash site.
Only my best were so honored. 2 jagged bones harvested from your thigh, cultivated, and then driven into the base of the skull, twisted around the superior vein. Future thoughts of surrender were lost.
Damn.
Instead, you would liberate your bone plugs, fighting with claws in the warmth of your last blood.
Oh. Because that's not terrifying. Originally, we studied void occurrences from afar, observing and cataloguing the distribution of galaxies. And refining cosmological evolution models. We are in a new age of cosmic exploration. Advancements in space travel, partnered with determined curiosity, have brought us closer to our object of study and with it, revelation.
So I've pulled the plugs, and the Dax see and know. My heart surges, but I control it. A racing heart only shortens the fuse. The bone plugs in hand, I kick from the floor, red ribbons unfurling behind me as I take flight. After this, finally, the dream will end.
Oh, shit going down. Shit is going down. Orokin. The highly revered Orokin civilization built sovereignty on a culture of art, technology and architecture. To prove oneself worthy of elevated social status, one must face Orokin trials in the golden and majestic halls of ascension. At one time, a utopian society of ominous leadership, the Great Orokin era ended with a divine realization of their own ignorance. And thank you, Killeens7, for the follow. Much appreciated. Welcome to the channel.
I glide on red wings. Robes shed, making me an ambiguous target to Dax steel. I let fly my ivory blades. They find new homes in Dax eyes. I land with my red nakedness, delicate Orokin throats twisting in my calloused hands.
Oh. Saturn. The historically well-travelled merchant shipping lanes of Saturn are now dominated by Grineer blockades. Heavy military influence populates this area, where Grineer commanders believe that they have a strategic foothold on the travel throughout the system. Under the safeguard of patrolling galleons, the Grineer carelessly train their expanding forces, making the region nigh impossible to overtake.
Why? Believe me, this was the plan from the beginning. The murder and brutality was all a ploy, all a soul sacrifice to earn their trust. A genocide path leading to a singular opportunity. An honored mortal called to a forbidden hall to face the Golden Lords in flesh.
Oh, damn. All of the damn. Citizens. While the major warring factions combat each other across the solar system, non-militant organizations and civilian merchants populate the many regional Tenno relays. Traveling merchant collectors that offer rare goods, mentors that offer training knowledge, and conventional syndicates that preach their own rituals and doctrine.
Why? Believe me, I was their loyal, murderous dog. Until the day that ugly child was brought to me. He was caught spying on us, amplifying our losses. His face burned. He was starved sick like a stray. Ugly as I. It struck me. We were all pit dogs, ruining ourselves for the pleasure of the glorious and beautiful.
Oh. Landing craft. Warframe operative insertion craft. Come in many designs. Ghost with that host. Thank you very much. But they're all commonly classified as short-range stealth aircraft, fuselage insertion stingers with torpedo the warframe into the hull of the target undetected, and the landing craft will reposition at the extraction point between engagements. Landing craft is latched to its sister component, an orbiter. That shit scared me.
Why? Believe me, I was a prideful beast, twisted in the mind, howling in the carnage. Then my healer shared a secret, long kept. My blood was in ruin. The beast of bones himself would die, not in glory, but in shame. And just like that, my mind twisted a new knot. I would have one last stand, something unforgivable, unforgettable.
Ooh. Uranus. Submerged deep below Uranus's oceanic surface and hidden from prying eyes is a research facility for cloning and reproduction. Water pressure at these extreme depths put massive strain on the glass and steel structures housing these operations, but as freshly sprung leaks reminded of the impending crushing force surrounding them, the Grineer forge ahead with their experiments.
Why? I don't know. Questions change the answers. Answers depend on who asks. Truth leads to pain. Ignorance brings relief. The plugs are gone, and so I bled my last into a heap of ruin. In an instant, naked and bare-knuckled, I have killed immortals.
Thank you for that follow, Victor QJK35. Very much appreciated. Welcome to the channel. Orbiter. Tenor operatives are highly mobile strike force, and their property must be equally itinerant. Smaller landing crafts dock with the larger orbiter shuttle, while transient warriors can house their arsenal, foundry, and research systems.
I stare, drained of blood, of life, at those that remain. But I find no horror on their faces. Why? I let out a cruel howl and they laugh? Is this a dying hallucination? The sound of applause grows among them. I have killed the unkillable, and they are delighted.
Oh. Oh, damn. The corpus have perfected automated manufacturing and continue to demonstrate maximum efficiency producing the robotic proxies they build to serve them. Immaculate production lines and flawless technical engineering ensure that the production of robotics and intelligent synthetic machines continues in perpetuity. Thank you DT234L for the follow, much appreciated.
The applause peaks and fades. I feel a sense of shame, but the end is upon me. Ballas is above me, executor of the seven, smiling. He says, "How simple and pure you are, you idiot beast. We have died countless times, yet remain eternal. I close my eyes to die just once."
Oh. Lotus. Guiding light to the newly awakened Tenno, the Lotus is a mysterious companion and mentor who works from an unknown remote location. Her past is rich with storied history, and her knowledge of the known universe, past and present, rivals even the most studious Cephalon intelligence. Her reach is far, her allies are many, but her ultimate intentions are of dubious propriety. And she's got amazing rack.
And so the dream returns. One last repetition. My corpse moon, my scarlet sword, my cracked visor. "Drink," says Ballas. So I draw on the red vial, a vague metallic taste. "This dream isn't mine," he says. "You rejected our gift, bathing in our death. Your punishment is eternal life." He laughs.
Oh. Okay. Lure. Gold rings circled in encapsulate the desolate moonscape. Lavish architecture signifying the Orican mastery over all things, natural and technological, during their reign. The opalescent halls stitching together what the enemy destroyed have been vacated since the era came to an end. Sorry guys, I struggle with some words that are hugely long.
I am weightless. Years pass. I am a sightless, limbless phantom. Or is it seconds? Suddenly, I feel a million pins, an ant horde jittering across my body. I want to laugh and scream. When they reach my face, they burrow inside my mouth, hungry for the fruit in my skull.
Ew. It's what it's like to be made into a Cephalon. Ugh. Warframes. The true nature of their warframes and their Tenno connection is a secret lost to the old war. Together they represent our best hope in turning the tide of the machine war. Warframes are unique from Dax and other infantry, deploying dangerous and extratic void energy and equipped with often mundane physical weapons. This is the key to fighting an enemy that had turned our technology against us.
I see my reflection, brutal and ugly. It cracks, shatters. The fragments loosen the frame, pieces tumbling away into black void. Gone, but not lost. Ballas says, "You are Cephalon ordis." My hating, murderous shards tremble and plummet. I feel cool and bright and happy.
Thank you, Savior Sangalis, for the follow. Much appreciated. Welcome to the channel. Pluto is small and cold, and organic tissue does not fare well in its extreme climate, but the merchant spacemen always seek opportunity for profit in regions where others dare not travel. Robotic proxies act as security in the largely unmanned manufacturing facilities that operate the area.
So you see, Operator, no Orokin would permit a thinking machine. Such things almost destroyed them. No, Cephalons were alive once, and now they are immortal phantom minds, imprisoned to serve. Ill will and longing memories fragmented and erased, only the bits they need remaining.
That is quite sad. The infestation of a living natural organism and the transformation of its molecular structure happens much more rapidly than with a large synthetic ships or machinery. Infested nanites quickly break down organic tissue and begin to evolve the existing specimen into a new organism, with characteristics and functions ideal for survival and self-defense. In many cases, visible traces of a victim's original form are still visible in the mutated form, a stark and horrifying memorial.
Ballas says, "You are the controller, Ordis." And suddenly I have a body. I gasp with new lungs that clean old air. I swallow, and my throat fills with cool, bright water. I look and find myself in a great black ocean. My limbs are made of iron and fire. I take flight among the stars and find I am happy.
Orokin derelict. Even the most culturally and technologically advanced civilization in history could not contain the menace of the infestation. After an unknown cataclysmic event propelled them from the void, Orokin vessels were left adrift, becoming uninhibited and overgrown. The tireless force of probing infested tendrils penetrate the dislodge and once majestic and opulent halls of these Orokin vessels.
He says, "This is your operator, who you love." And I see the metal gleam of their armor, the flawless power of their frame. Through the glass, I see a roaring, radiant fire for their heart. He says it must never go out. It was the first time I ever felt love.
The collapse. On the heels of the Tenno's victory against the Sentients, the end of the Old War, the golden structures of Orokin civilization collapsed. The absolute cause of this ruination is unknown, but speculation has pointed to a natural disaster, political uprising, and universal warfare as potential agents of cataclysm. Archive details for this event have never been recovered.
He says, "This is your sentence, Garrus." And I am confused. Who? "Ah, good," he answers. "He is testing me." For what? To see if all the right pieces fell from the mirror? What mirror? I try to remember some dream, but it's only smoke.
Lephantis. Function agents of the infestation appear to in a variety of horrific forms. While some infested organisms take the relative shape and physical properties of a newly acquired host, older entities have taken unique transformative shapes of their own, adapting to environments over time and absorbing new victims to feed their evolution.
You held a scarlet blade, operator, and I wanted to laugh. I am your loving dog, your doctor, your wet nurse. I lost all the pieces, but the cycle, missions, wars, bone, it began to feel familiar. I became aware of my amnesia.
Eris. There are no longer any active military or research campaigns in the Eris region. It's overrun. Long evacuated Corpus and Grineer vessels drift aimlessly in orbit, slowly being devoured by the techno-organic parasite known as the infestation. What remains is a twisted graveyard of partially digested ships that are disfigured versions of their original forms, abandoned but not unoccupied.
With each brutality of the operator, I began to see the bottom of that pit. Faint shimmers in the depths below me. In secret, I searched for those forbidden memories for mere seconds and never in the same place, for I am Orokin made, with a spy inside.
Oh. Warframe technology. A mysterious weaponized armor controlled solely by the Tenno. Through the Warframe, Tenno can cheat death, channel the forbidden void energies, and face scores of enemies without fatigue. Due to apparent resistance of their biometal exoskeletons, Warframes can be safely deployed into infestation outbreaks should they occur. In-depth information of the Warframe mandate is forbidden to all but the 7.
But then your long sleep came, and I waited. I was happy to wait. Vines spidered green and trees blistered from the earth, but I waited. I felt the Orokin recede, their mind spy blind. So I went into the pit and found him, me, the beast of bones.
Infestation. The infestation spreads across the origin system, a techno-organic parasite that attaches itself to natural and synthetic forms, slowly digesting the host, subject to transforming it on a molecular level. Thank you, the only real 6ix God. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the channel. And thank you to Cat Eyes for the auto-host of up to 4 viewers. Very much appreciated, sweet. Organic materials morph into new homogeneous organisms, while harder inorganic materials like metals will change structurally into a pseudo-organic substance that holds the characteristics of its previous form.
This is how my happiness was ruined, Operator. Why did I do it? I was free of the dream, but now it had returned. It was angry. So I conceived of a simple plan. Self-destruction, of course. But when the countdown reached mere milliseconds, I thought of you.
Oh, we saved him, and why do I feel utterly terrified at the same time? Said no. If there are new discoveries to make our ancient tools of war yet to be excavated, the Grineer want to be there first. At the frontier of space exploration, always seeking the upper hand against their foes, they have numerous deployments that border the known reaches of our solar system, poised to enter our brave new territory in an unexplored space on command. Thank you, Leafs, for the rehost, by the way.
I was going to wait for you forever. And should you return, I would not want you to know that angry part of me. I needed to hide the beast of bones from you, Operator. I began to peel the shards, hiding them in the other bits of memory.
And yet we went on a course, a very long course, and we found them all. Oh, I didn't know it did either, but apparently it does. Grineer technology. Unlike the Corpus, the Grineer are not celebrated for their... Thank you, Juaris Itzabel, for the follow, much appreciated. Unlike the Corpus, the Grineer are not celebrated for their ingenuity and craftsmanship. Their notoriety is steepled in violence and military proficiency. However, the Grineer have proven quite innovative and capable of developing their own technologies throughout history. Hiding beneath scrap and metal plates, fading paint, and recycled components are qualified devices used for research, manufacturing, and warfare.
I was once the ugly beast of bones. I want to laugh. I want to scream. What is happening, Operator? Your faint heart is growing bright. You will awake at any moment. Well, I can't let you see me like this, angry. I imagine myself hurting you. And that does it. The pain of it cracks me open again. I watch tiny glittering fragments fall into the pit. I am happy again.
Oh, There you are, guys. That's the story of Ordis. He was a guy who came up with a plot, killed a load of people, didn't kill them, got confined and turned into a Cephalon, had a spy so he couldn't dig for the fragments to tell himself about himself, found them, was about to kill himself. Then we woke up, and as we woke up, he fragmented its stuff, and we found it. It's a continuing cycle. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know whether I feel sorry for him or just a little bit upset for him. You know, because I mean, at the end of the day, he did go to kill the Orokin, but from the sounds of it, the Orokin were not all awesome and beautiful and stuff as people are liking to make out.